Hello my crafty crew and welcome back. If you're new, hi, I am Di, this is Creative Comedy Design and I am sharing week 23 of Project Life. This is going to be a little bit different because this is the week that I will be documenting week in the life, and I wanted to do something different in my Project Life. So what I did was I printed all of my stuff, my photos and the cards that I wanted to use, but I scrap lifted Linda from Linda Loves Creating. She did a spread in her Project Life. Oh, I don't think it was last year. Maybe it was last year. I don't know. Might have been last year. It could have been the year before. I have watched so many crafty videos over the last few weeks that I can't even tell you. But she just put this big kind of title across the middle of, like, this is the week that I did Week in the Life, so go check out that album kind of thing. And I thought, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that too. So I took the scrap lift idea. I don't know if she used this kind of font or anything, but I just took the printables from the Week in the Life of Ali Edwards, used the yellow. I don't know why I used the yellow. I just liked that yellow color. Maybe it was because the 1 week, 7 days card is yellow. I don't know. But I took some of the stuff from the printables in the kit. I have the printable kit for that. I took some of that stuff and I just put the letters, the font on the front. And that is my title, Week in the Life. I also have one of the dividers, the transparent dividers, but you know, this isn't physical product. I've got the digital on that top left for week 23. And yeah, this is the wonderful thing I love about digitals. I can choose to use them however I like. I can resize them, I can recolor them, I can do so much with them. So yeah, I will, even if I don't get the physical version, I will pretty much get the digital version because it's just so versatile. So yeah, I've got all the stuff here, and I've got to tell you, the main struggle I had with this spread was narrowing down which photos I wanted to include. Because I've been documenting Week in the Life and taking photos of a lot of stuff, I really struggled trying to figure out what are the things that I want to put in my Project Life versus Week in the Life. And I just thought, okay, if I just take a highlight, like my whole plan was I'm going to take one photo from each day. That would be great. And then some days I didn't have one, so I just put two on another day. Like, what are the major highlights of the week? So that is what I have here. So as we look at the top row here, from left to right, there's a photo of me and Cosmo in the car, because I take him out in the car like 3 to 4 times a week to go to the park, gets him out, gets him sniffing and all of that. And Stella goes almost every day with Bob. Like, yeah, that girl is hiking, she's running, she's doing all the things. So then there's a photo of the dog cookies that I make. I've been making them dog cookies, I think, since December. I think I started like November, December time, because the ones that we get from Trader Joe's, they stopped doing them for a while, and then they changed the recipe. The boxes got smaller and they also got more expensive. So I was like, hell no. And I just make my own. Super easy to make. There's tons of recipes online. Highly suggest that you do the same because it saves you a ton of money. Literally, like a whole week's worth of cookies cost me like $1. It's not even that, probably. And then the one that I am journaling on right now is the game that we play, Path of Exile, finally has a new update coming as we look at it this weekend. I think it is the 14th. I don't know. I've lost track of the week. I really have lost track of weeks and days. Then there's a photo of Stella eating her Whimsy. She loves those, absolutely loves them. On the right-hand side, on that far right, on that top far right, we have a photo of our, is it the HVAC system or something? Like the heating and cooling system thing. When we had our roof done in January, they lift the pipes up to put the shingles around it or whatever, and the pipe did not reconnect. So we have had the heating on a couple of times since then, and all of the CO2 has been dispersing into our house and poisoning us. Yes, My husband literally threw a fit. When I say he threw a fit, now we do have CO2 detectors, so it obviously wasn't at a high enough level that it would kill us, but yeah, the CO2 detectors didn't go off, so it wasn't at a high enough level for that. But if we'd been in a cold environment where our heating was on a lot, and we're not the type of people that would just put the heating on for the fun of it, and we do have the ductless stuff, the little things, but yeah, just insane. So they have been out today and they have fixed it. They were very apologetic, but hello, you nearly killed us. On the right hand side in the middle there's just a picture of me. I was sick. We'll talk about that in another video, but I was sick Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday. I've been on steroids because I have gout. So I was just basically resting, sitting and watching crafting videos is what I've done a lot of. So if you have a crafting video that is week in the life or project life or scrapbooking, I've probably watched it over the last few days. On the bottom row, as you can see, I've got a photo. There's one of me at the doctor's office. There's a little selfie there. And then there's one of me with my steroids and the prescription bag, because I had a round of steroids. I cannot take the non-steroid stuff because I have kidney disease, so I have to take steroids, which has been fun because that's why I've been sick. It just did a number on me, and my stomach, the nausea, the dizziness, the irritability apparently as well was a thing. But yeah, I was really sick, and the insomnia. Didn't know insomnia was a side effect of steroids, but oh my God, the insomnia. Yeah, so annoying to be on the steroids in the first place, let's face it, but it's my right hand that has had the gout, and I wouldn't mind being awake if I could do anything, but because it's my right hand, I couldn't do anything. So it was just so annoying. Anyway, there's a picture of Cosmo here on one of our walks because, I ran out of pictures nothing happened. It was a boring week, which most weeks are boring. But yeah, it's just a picture of Cosmo at the park. On the right-hand side there's a photo of Cosmo and Bob playing. And I just thought it was funny because Stella is behind them asleep on the sofa. Like, she's just like, I couldn't give zero Fs that you two are playing. I don't care. So yeah, so I just thought it was I got the mid-play action. Then there's a photo of me asleep on the sofa, because that is all I've been doing, is just napping and resting, because to hell with this week. And that was about it for the week. Nothing really else happened. But what I did was, because I had all of this, and I knew that a lot of my journaling was going to be in my Week in the Life album when I eventually get that started. But I thought, okay, I'll just put a little context on some of the photos. So there's the little boxes, and I'll just do that. I just made some little boxes. I just did, just did them in Canva. And what I'll do is I'll put a little context on the photos, and then under that 1 week, 7 days card, I do a flip up. And I just put a little information about the week of this week. I was documenting Week in the Life, and this is how it went, and just the basics, So I just put some lines in that card, and then I do the journaling off camera. And yeah, I just figured it needed something journaling wise, but it doesn't need a bunch. So that was always my plan. Like, why would I repeat all of the journaling? It just made no sense. So that is pretty much my week. I end up putting a little Avery index tab thing on the little flip up, which I always do, and I just put some of the little word strips as the tab name, for lack of a better word, the tab name thing. But yeah, I absolutely loved a lot of things about this layout. One, I love the fact that it's got a big statement piece of this is the Week in the Life kind of thing. Go check out that album. But I love the fact that it was all pretty much digital, apart from a couple of little things that I added on. It was all printables. Again, do not overlook the printables. Even if you don't have a printer at home, you can literally get into Canva. I've showed you how to do this. Get into Canva, print them out at Costco, at Walmart, wherever it is you get your photos done. It's super, super easy to do that. And then you've got everything done and it's ready. You just print it on 6x4s and it's all done. And then you have all the cards and you're good. And yeah, I just take advantage of the digitals. That's all I will say. But yeah, that is my week in the life, in my project life. But I just love the idea. Linda has so many good ideas. I will link her channel, but yeah, she has so many great ideas, and it just made sense not to repeat too much of the information, is what I will say. But yeah, that is my week done. Week 23 in the books. The funny thing is we only have 3 more weeks in this album, which is insane. Insane that we're almost halfway through this year. I don't even know how to even comprehend that. In other news, my gout is feeling better. The swelling has gone down. The pain has lessened. It's still aching, but there's also still a little bit of tingling in the fingers, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. So we'll chalk that up to a heck yes. Thank heavens for that. But that is my week in the life done in my project life. I'm going to show you a close-up so that you can see each of the photos and the journaling and all of that. So if you have any questions, then let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this, then give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, then hit the subscribe button on the way out the door. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.